Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for caregivers.
Caregivers around the world today. It's time to lift you up. It's time to celebrate.
Good afternoon and welcome to Connecting Caregivers, show where you can find help and hope. With me, Linda Burhans, the gal who cares for the caregivers, with love, laughter, and lessons learned, because I got plenty of all of that stuff. And not with me today is my co-host and best friend and sidekick, Lynn Thornley. She's feeling a little under the weather, so we're sorry, Lynn. I know maybe you're not listening. Maybe you're sleeping would be good. But you can hear us later on the podcast.
Yeah, get better fast.
Yeah, so please feel better. But it's been a busy week. My daughter's on a cruise. I have two of my grandsons staying with me. So for Valentine's Day yesterday morning, 2 days ago, he learned how to make scrambled eggs, Isaac. He's 7. So he made me scrambled eggs with a bottle of ketchup on it. There was a smiley face in the ketchup.
With the ketchup.
But I have to tell you, the funniest thing is, the night before, his brother is the one that told him, his big brother, Tommy, told him how to make scrambled eggs. Oh, I'm going to do it, Grandma. I'm going to do the whole thing. I want to do it by myself, and everything. And I'm in there and everything. So he's cool. He does everything cool, beating them up, putting the pan in the pan, pours the eggs in. Now what he does is he walks forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, backward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, forward. You do that 3 times. That's when you know it's time to flip the eggs.
There you go.
But it was right. Smart. Yeah. I said, "Well, Tommy, you're a good teacher."
Yes.
He said, "Yeah." Isaac said, "Yeah, and you have to move around the kitchen when you're cooking." I said, "Okay." So yeah, so that was just fabulous. And we're making a lot of plans for the wedding coming up for my granddaughter. So.
Less than a month now.
Less than a month. So it's all good and exciting things. So today I have on our show, well, the guys that have been listening for a while, Tammy Taylor, the health coach detective, as I call her. But she's also has some new things we're going to talk about today about emotion code. And we also have on the show the fabulous Jen Moyer, who has been here quite often. She's still here with us from Canada.
Yeah, great to be here again.
With
Thank you.
Voxx products. We love it. We love all the Voxx listeners. The last Voxx show I had, I think we had like 3,000 views in like 1 week or something like that.
Wow, great. Yeah.
And we have Theressa Forster West with us also. We're going to talk a little bit about Voxx and maybe a little bit about what you do. I'm so blessed to be in a community that's surrounded by professionals that want to make a difference. And we all really play so well together in the sandbox. Yes. It's wonderful. And we all teach each other new things. And it's amazing how something like you said, you heard about it a year ago, and then all of a sudden one day, the light bulb goes off. And it was the same thing with me, but we'll talk about that a little bit.
And me.
Yeah. So, well, it's something. We'll talk about that later that you might be a little skeptical about.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
But I want to talk one more time about the power of the card. So the card I have on my business card, it says on the back, the person I am with has Alzheimer's or dementia, which makes it difficult for them to find the right words and understand what has been said. Thank you for your patience. So I was on Fox News a couple of weeks ago. I said, if anybody wants these cards, they can have them. And I got like 128 requests for cards. So this one woman contacted me yesterday. And she said, I got the cards in the mail the day before I was going home with my high school sweetheart, my husband, back to our hometown to do some visiting. And she said, and I was going to my 60-year high school reunion, even though we're high school sweethearts because of some of his peculiar behaviors and stuff. I was not going to bring him to the reunion with me. A friend was going to spend the evening with him. She said, so you sent me 10 cards. She said, I used 4 of them before I got out of the airport, which was really a great thing. Well, last minute, the friend that was supposed to hang out with her husband slipped off of a ladder and broke his ankle. And he calls her from the emergency room and said, I'm not going to be able to hang out with your husband. Oh, no. So she said, okay, I'm going to bring him to the reunion, but his behavior is a little weird, and even though everybody knows him, I don't want to have to be telling the story to everybody. So she took the card and she taped it on the bottom of her name badge.
Oh, that's smart.
Very nice. She just left it there. So as they talked to people read, or she pointed to it, and she said it was an absolutely lovely reunion. And by the way, Linda, I have 12 more people that would like cards. But these people are getting so clever with these cards.
Yeah.
It gives me goosebumps, and the most important thing is to keep the dignity of the person
Yeah.
the person that we love. And
Do you know what I do?
What?
So my dad, he has early stages dementia, and if I were to hand a card to someone out at a restaurant or whatever, he would question, what are you doing? So I took a picture of the card, and we went out for dinner, and the server clearly was getting a little bit frustrated, and I said, you should see the beautiful sunset I took last night. And I put the picture on my phone and handed it. And he says, oh, okay. And it was just a wonderful experience after that. Yeah. Yeah. Instantly.
Because people really want to help people, but they don't know. They just think the people's being creepy or something like that. And once they get the idea, then they're like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's good. That's a good idea with the phone, too. See,
perspective is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perspective is everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Tammy, let's talk a little bit about emotion code. You've recently become certified.
Yes.
And in fact, I was first introduced to you to introduce the emotion code by you, but I did my first sessions with someone else.
Yes.
And that was during the time that you were studying and everything. And now you're on the ball and you're out there.
Yes. It's so exciting.
It is exciting.
Yes. I actually had it myself. I experienced it with another practitioner, and I realized the work was so powerful that I had to add it to what I am doing.
So explain to our listeners a little bit about what it is.
Well, we all, as we go throughout our lives, we all have strong emotions through different things, difficult things, sometimes even happy things. And oftentimes trapped emotions get stuck. They just, we experience these strong emotions. They can get stuck in our energy field or in our bodies and cause dysfunction. And as we go throughout life, more and more get stuck, more and more trouble shows up.
Well, it's funny, we are very emotional beings. That's for darn sure. How you hear a song, it brings up a memory, it brings up a feeling. My thoughts with the emotion code is the same thing. There are also other feelings that you have inside your body that are maybe not such wonderful feelings. Not the feeling you hear when you hear that song. It might be the feeling where, I don't know, somebody said to you something when you were a kid that you never forgot. That's still, so that's kind of.
It's exactly like that, yes. Let's just say we experienced an injury. Well, those trapped emotions are going to go wherever that injury is, and it's actually going to create more pain. Let's just say we have pain somewhere. So it's going to add to that. And then when we go through another experience that's difficult, those trapped emotions end up going there. So oftentimes when we experience some kind of pain and then it seems like it gets worse as it goes along, as the years go by, that's because
it's just building up.
It's a weak point and it's building up. Exactly. And we're all energy, and emotions are energy.
Yeah, it's hard for some people to understand the whole thing about how we're all energy.
Yes.
But it is what it is, and there's a vibration to it, and there's a tune to it, and there's a whole, the rhythms of your body.
Yes. Well, you just think about it. When you experience emotion, you feel it in your body.
Well, I was just telling that story about the lady at the reunion, and I got goosebumps on my arms.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Whether it's anger or joy or love or frustration or horror or fear, it's all an emotion that has energy.
Right. So explain to our listeners who might need your help, how a session goes. Is it done in person? Give us the whole Megillah.
Well, emotion code can help anybody who has either physical or emotional pain. So, and that's every one of us. We all have something. Yes, we all have something.
Not me, I don't have any issues.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's pretty exciting because relief can come instantly during the session. So let's just say, for me, I've been in 5 rear end accidents.
5.
5, yeah.
Wow.
So I had a lot.
Is there a magnet on the back of your car or something?
Wow.
I'm done having them. Yes, it's been about 10 years. The first one I was 9 actually hit the windshield.
No seatbelts then.
Yeah, there was no seatbelt.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of neck trouble, constant neck pain. And so I had some sessions, and after about 3 sessions, I haven't had any more neck pain. Yeah. So the session could work over the phone via Zoom, or I can even do it remote. And it works through muscle testing. So I muscle test. I connect to the person's subconscious with their permission. And if it's remote, I just need a picture and I need to know what the trouble is. And I do a session and we go through and we find the trapped emotions at the different ages. And then I release them, and I release them energetically. And once they're released, they never come back.
Never come back.
Never come back.
So let me get this clear. So, well, I know it, but I want my listeners to be clear about it, okay? Because I've done it always remote, I think.
Well, not remote, because we've done
but
it
on
by
the computer.
Yeah, you've done it by Zoom.
Yeah, by
Zoom.
that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay. So sometimes too, that you said when it totally goes away, then it's done. But sometimes you need more than one session for that to happen.
Well, because we have layers.
Especially if you're going back to something that started when you were 7 or whatever.
Yes.
Yes.
Or like I said before, as we go through life and we experience other things, those trapped emotions go to our weak points. So we could have multiple things that are in one area. So then that would be layers that would come off. Yes. So sometimes it takes more than one. Sometimes it's one session. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 or 5. It just depends on the person and the difficulty of whatever they're experiencing.
Can you give me some examples that I think our listeners will understand? I know you told me an example of someone that was grieving the loss of a pet. Is that what it was?
The loss of a pet.
A pet. Their pet had died and they were holding that emotion somewhere or something. Can you explain? I want to give some concrete examples to our listeners of what we're doing.
Yes.
What you're doing.
Yes. Well, so yes, let's just say somebody did lose a pet and they ended up with a pain in their arm and they didn't understand it.
Why they always had that pain in their arm.
Yeah. So we go in and we ask, what is causing this pain? And then it's a chart. It's a chart of emotions. And so you ask, what's the most important thing to find and release? And so we go to the chart and we find it's sadness. And then we ask the age. We get the age. And then the light bulb goes off. That's when I lost my pet. And
certain things you said to me in one of the sessions we had. Well, what happened when you were 40?
Yes.
Or in 1980 something, you know how you relate things to when you were in school or when you were married or when, and most of them I could come close to something that happened at that time.
Yes.
But then explain too, sometimes, so you're talking about the emotions being stuck in different parts of the body, in the pancreas, in the this, and the that. It's not just like it's stuck in your body.
Yes, it can be stuck anywhere in our energy field or our body.
Okay.
And so there's emotion code and then also body code. So body code goes a little deeper. It picks up misalignments and disconnections, which we can have. But trapped emotions can be stored in different organs or glands or different areas of our body, depending on how much we felt it and what we were going through at that moment when we were feeling it. So let's just say you lost your job. Mm-hmm. Well, that could be stuck in your brain because now you're thinking so hard. What am I going to do in the future, and how am I going to pay my bills? And so, but maybe it's the loss of a pet, and so we feel sadness in our heart. So now we've got trapped emotions that are in our hearts. Or if we feel anger or bitterness, that can be stuck in our liver or our gallbladder. So there's just different areas of our body that generally get different trapped emotions, and those really do cause dysfunction and dysregulation.
Okay, so am I thinking clearly? So let's say you got something blocked, stored in your pancreas or whatever, and we release that. Is that going to also give some release to your pancreas?
Absolutely, because it's energy and it's causing dysfunction. And our body is a healing machine, but when it has these stuff stuffed in there, it causes a dysfunction. So the flow of energy does not go like it should.
And I think many times we just don't pay attention to it. This is what life is. We go on with life and we don't realize
accept it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, this is just how it is. This is what it is, and whatever happened. But I think when you come to the point where you say, something is continuing to happen, or you're continually having the same kind of problem, or things are repeating themselves, then I think that's when you really got to start thinking something about that.
Absolutely. Yes. Or we could have a fear. We could have a fear of going outside or going to the beach or seeing a certain thing or standing at the edge of a cliff. And if we ask the body, it will tell us why we have that fear. And then we can deal with that.
And you know what? And so many of us have the same stuff too. I mean, I used to run women's wisdom circles. And once a month we would have a topic. Somebody would bring a different topic. And I remember one week the woman brought the topic, "Are you worthy?" And every single one of us went,
No.
I don't really know. I think so, maybe. And we're all going to each other, what are you talking about?
Yep.
So I think there's a lot of feelings that we have that are very much in common with everyone else's. And if we can just realize that that is just a feeling, it's not who defines who you are. Or, I had a problem, for a while about fear of success. Fear of success. Are you good enough? Am I worthy? Am I full of baloney? We all have doubts because we are only human.
Yes.
Well, and I think that fear of success is very common for women and not for men.
Yeah, because they're groomed for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we are not.
Right.
We're groomed to take care of others, not to be successful at the same time.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Mhm.
Yes. And then if we ask the body, it will go back to certain formulations of
Mhm.
that. And the really neat thing is when you find it and you release it, then your feelings change almost instantly, but the body has a little bit of processing time. But then you realize,
Well,
I'm
because
feeling the same way.
you're cognizant of it then. You start thinking about it. You start addressing it instead of just keeping burying. Because we all know we bury stuff.
Mhm.
It'll go away if I don't think
Mhm.
about it. It'll go away like it didn't happen. If it, and that's a lot with caregivers.
Yes.
Caregivers, the other night I went to speak to a spinal cord injury group, which was very interesting. Now, they're not the caregivers. They're being cared for. But they were so happy to have somebody come in to give them tips on how they could help their caregiver. Because, and they have a lot of stuff stored up, but then some of them
Yes.
too, you saw them in these wheelchairs. This one guy's been in a chair since he's like 18 months old and he's 76 years
Wow.
old with the best attitude.
Yeah.
Wow.
The best, and he went to college and became an accountant, and it was all from some typhoid fever or something in the day, whatever it was. But it was really very interesting when you see how people look at things and how people process things differently.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some suggestions for our caregivers? Or what else do you want to tell us that I haven't asked you?
Well, in a typical session,
Yeah.
let's just go back to that.
Yeah.
So they usually last about 45 minutes, and some of it's chatting, but about 30 minutes of work. Sometimes a situation you might have a strong correlation with these trapped emotions in your issue, and so we have to go slow.
Well, I had to go to bed right where it was over.
Yeah.
When I had one of my first sessions, I laid down on the bed and I was out like a light for 2 hours.
Because the body is reorganizing. As you're removing these, the body's reorganizing. So you just go, depending on how the body wants to go. And again, they can be via Zoom or phone or remote. Some people don't like to hear it. They don't want to be present while you're working. And then I just send them the results that way. And again, the work is done through muscle testing. And so some people find that interesting, but it's based on kinesiology. So it definitely works. And then I record everything I find and I send the results.
That's good to have too.
Absolutely.
Then you can go back to it and you can look at it and you could say, I got to this far. Maybe in a couple months I could try it again and get a few steps further. Or...
Yes. And we measure the severity at the beginning. And then we see as we're going along and we remove things, how it's coming down. So we know how much more we need to do on that particular issue.
So do you get exhausted by this work?
No.
Because I know just in having the session, I was exhausted.
Yeah, I don't.
Because you're just a channel?
Well, I'm not a channel.
Right.
No, because I'm tapping into the person's subconscious and their body's telling me.
Okay.
So I'm not channeling anything. It is energy work. But I'm working with their energy and I'm helping release the trapped emotions that's affecting their energy. So It's really their body telling me. And through the muscle testing, we go through the chart. So it's just,
So can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Yes.
So how much work have you done or are you going to do with like adoption, dependency, foster kids? Because, basically, I mean, I'm familiar with some of those children. They're taken, and they're supposed to be loved by this family, and all of a sudden, as they get older, they have other issues. So is this one of the things that you would help release? That is a pain that you can't see?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
That's a
and
perfect
it's
example.
very real. It's very real. And especially in youth, that's where we formulate everything. And so they end up with despair anchors and ideologies
And they don't know why
all
they're
of these
angry.
things. And this work goes in. And the good thing about it is they don't actually have to relive it. We just find it and release it. And it's instant relief for the body.
Did you ever say to yourself, why am I so angry about something?
Yes.
Or why am I so sad about something? Or why am I so whatever about something? I don't know why.
Well, you're so
but
I'm against that.
That's something that's just nothing.
Yeah.
You know, this coincidentally, this morning I was talking to my good friend Lori Dawson, and she had a session yesterday.
Oh, she did?
She did. Not with Tammy, but back home. And, she was trying to explain to me the different things she went through during this session. But one of the things was this woman took her back to when she was 7 years old. And she said, I just burst crying, and maybe was releasing it.
Yes, it can be releasing it. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
All right. Well, so we got to listen to our partners right now so we don't get released off this show.
Yes,
You know the
yes.
deal. If you don't hear from them, you don't hear from me. So don't go away. We'll be right back on Connecting Caregivers. Are you looking for compassionate and dependable home care for you or a loved one? Assisting Hands Home Care, serving Pinellas and Pasco counties, can help.
The day came that taking care of my mother was no longer the best thing for me or for her. Between kids and a job, I couldn't give her the attention she needed and deserved, and I was overwhelmed. So I reached out to Assisting Hands Home Care. Now I can see what an important decision that was, and I feel confident that my mother has compassionate and dependable caregivers who help her to stay happy, healthy, and home. Today, I'm able to visit with my mother and enjoy our time together, which is exactly what we both needed.
Assisting Hands Home Care. Call today for your free in-home consultation. In Pinellas, call 727-748-4211. In Pasco, call 813-280-4383 or visit assistinghands.com. When you can't do it all, give Assisting Hands a call. Arden Courts is an assisted living facility designed to care for those that are struggling with dementia or Alzheimer's, where families and residents can feel the freedom with a nurse on site 24/7. Arden Courts provides specialized memory care in a safe and nurturing environment. They recognize every individual's physical, mental, and social needs and provide a secure environment that fosters independence for as long as possible. Walking paths, visual cues, and home-like amenities invoke a sense of freedom and independence. At Arden Courts, their goal is to make your loved one as comfortable, independent, and healthy as possible. They offer 10 hours a day of activities and programming, with a unique setting of a home-like environment and 4 theme houses. It warms my heart to see how happy the residents are. Please call or stop in to talk with a representative. Arden Courts of Seminole at 727-517-7800, Largo 727-559-8411, or Palm Harbor 727-771-1600. Give them a call.
Is the fear of falling keeping you from doing the things you love? Do you suffer from diabetic neuropathy or plantar fasciitis? VoxxLife can help. Whether you're caring for someone you love or being cared for, VoxxLife wearable neurotech helps your body reach its full potential. Proven to reduce symptoms of diabetic neuropathy and plantar fasciitis, VoxxLife also reduces the risk of falling in adults over the age of 55 by 8 times. VoxxLife is a safe, simple, drug-free solution that optimizes your neurology. The biggest breakthrough in wellness in 50 years. VoxxLife offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can't afford not to try it. To learn more about VoxxLife, go to www.voxxlife.com/caregivers. That's www.voxxlife.com/caregivers. They help my parents and they can help yours too.
I see trees of green,
Red roses too,
I see them blue.
for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Okay, caregivers, now it's time for the caregiver affirmation. Take a minute, take a deep breath, sit down, close your eyes if possible, and just listen to these words. I know on my journey there is help and hope. I affirm that I am a good caregiver, that I try my best each day, and I recognize that I deserve to have my own needs met just as much as those for whom I care. I promise I will not allow myself to be consumed by my caregiving role, and I will set aside time in my busy schedule just for me. I am mindful of the other caregivers in my life, and I will let them know that I appreciate their efforts. I am grateful for the people that walk beside me. I will take good care of my own health physically and spiritually, drink enough water, eat quality foods, allow for time to rest and to exercise, laugh often, if only at myself, and seek medical attention for my own health concerns. I am who I am, and I allow others to be who they are. Today I will add one item to my assisting angels list. Then if someone calls to say, let me know if there's something I can do, I will be ready to accept their offer and provide them with the opportunity to assist me. It is an honor to be of service of others, and I will not deny my friends and family this honor. Okay, think about it, caregivers. That's right, caregivers. And when someone asks if they can help you, you say, thank you very much. One of my caregivers in the support group this week told me that they hung the caregiver affirmation on their bathroom mirror because she wants to try to at least read it once or twice a day. And she said the other day, her niece came to visit, and she came into her bedroom for something and ended up using her master bath, and said, and she saw the caregiver affirmation on the mirror, and she came out and she said to her aunt, that explains it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really didn't understand it. I could cry. And I'm sorry for what you're going through, and I'm here to help you more. So if that has happened, that just delights me, because caregivers have such a hard time asking for help.
Yes. And it consumes you.
Yeah.
Yes,
So let's talk about that, Jen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jen is a good friend of mine, a caregiver, and a Voxx cheerleader, I say. But you're a caregiver for your dad, and you're going through some stuff right now too.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
It is, you know, and it's, for me, it's a bit of a unique situation because we don't have access to the healthcare down here. And so it's kind of scratching your head, watching all day, every hour, you know, when he goes to the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. And it just consumes you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially when you see when things aren't on that even keel, when there are some declines, when there are some, it's emotionally taxing. It's exhausting because you don't know what the next step is going to be or what's what.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, we take care of people that we truly love.
Yeah.
So that makes it harder.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk a little bit about Voxx. Let's start with our journey, and then we'll get Theressa in the boat here with us too.
Let's talk about
And
Voxx.
Tammy's in the boat too. Let's talk about Voxx.
Love talking about Voxx.
Yeah, you know what? I love anything that we can do to help caregivers or any kind of people that doesn't have to do with a drug or just a temporary Band-Aid.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So for anybody that doesn't know what Voxx is, you know, it's a technology. So it's called wearable neurotech. It affects the nervous system. And it puts, you know, just by touch instantly. So the technology is built into a number of different types of products. And within 7 seconds, the reaction in the body puts the brain in the best position to help the body. And like Tammy said, our bodies have an innate ability to heal themselves.
If we listen to it, though, and pay attention to it. Just like Tammy said, this can work instantly, but only if we're really in it.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
And I know with the Voxx technology, too, it's a technology that you need to wear 24/7. That was one of my biggest mistakes in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try to explain to people, if I take my glasses off, I can't see.
Right. So the best, you're going to get the full benefit the more you wear it.
And then again, what I said on the show earlier, but I have no issues.
Yeah. Oh, we know.
And I'm sure my sisters are going, yeah, she doesn't have no. But no, but really, when we first started talking seriously about Voxx, I did say I have no issues. And so Jen said to me, wear the product for 21 days, 24/7. Take the product off and tell me you have no issues. Now, not realizing before, I was a tripper. And 4 hours after I took the technology off, I tripped. And then I looked back, and all my old shoes are scuffed at the toes. Since I've been wearing the Voxx technology, none of my shoes are scuffed at the toes anymore. And the other thing I realized...
Just little things, right?
Yeah, but that little scuff, that little could be the fall.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And the fall could be the end.
Yes.
And also, it cut down my hot flashes. So that was, you need if anything cuts down your hot flashes, you're trying to pay attention to that.
So it helps with a wide range of issues. But, we met with somebody a week or so ago, and she said, it's pretty hard to believe, it helps with this, it helps with this, it does so many things. And I said, no, it does one thing. It puts your brain in the best position to help your body.
Right.
So whatever benefit you feel is up to you. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, I think the biggest thing, and this is why another reason why I got so involved is because it can help with stability and balance. Because I deal with a lot of seniors, I deal with a lot of people, and we know that the fall can be the end.
Yeah.
And with this technology, the chances of fall is 8 times less?
8 times less.
8 times less.
Reduce the risk by 8
huge.
times.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That really is huge.
And there's a number of different things out there that help with balance and stability. You can help structurally, orthotics, work structurally, putting the body in alignment. But I lost it.
That's okay.
Well, let me say something about that. So a year ago, I met you two.
Right.
Yeah. We were doing a dementia conference
Right.
and speaking, and I saw the product, and then Linda reached out. I was like, I'm not interested in that. And
I like her, but no.
no, that's not for me. And I think that's one of the things we talk about the brain. We resist things that are good for us because in a way we want to hold on to problems.
Right.
Because
Or we're used to them.
Yeah, we're used to it. So I have been seeing a personal trainer for, almost a year now for a hip issue. I've had constant throbbing in my leg driving for, I would say, at least 10 years. I mean, I've had ultrasounds for, do I have a blood clot? Nothing. And I happened to be at the beach. I got to see you. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, I really thought, am I crazy? Is this a placebo? Yeah. Within 10 minutes, it was gone.
Yeah.
And I was doing everything, eliminating sugar for inflammation, fasting, seeing a personal trainer. But that technology, which is right here, looks like I'm quit smoking.
Yeah.
Right.
With the patch.
It does wonders.
Yeah.
And I can't explain it, but what I do know is if I don't wear it, I feel the difference.
Right.
So why wouldn't I put it on like my glasses?
Right.
Or if I needed a hearing aid or, of clothes.
Yeah.
Why would I not use it?
Yeah.
And I mean, I want everybody I know to use it.
Yeah. So what it's really doing is tapping into your own body's innate abilities, right? So I remember my thought from before with the balance and stability. Our brain fires our muscles.
Right.
And so
the brain's the boss.
Right. If the message from the brain is getting to that muscle in a clearer manner, it's not blocked or anything like that, then it's going to fire properly, which alludes to better balance and stability.
Yeah.
The pain relief, some people get instant pain relief because it's tapping into your body's own ability to manage pain.
Well, the thing that the personal trainer was doing was I couldn't even, stand up on, one foot. And I will tell you, which I have not told you this, while I was working with him, he could not believe that my foot actually touched my gluteus maximum. And he was like, oh, you're doing so great. You're doing all the exercises. I'm like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm wearing this. And I mean, and I'm lazy. So if I could wear a technology that's going to make my body work, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a cure.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a cure for anything. And really, the more issues that you have or dysregulation going on in your body, your brain's going to prioritize what it's going to work on. So pain may not be the priority for your body. So
Right.
you may not see an instant relief in pain. For me, I have degenerative disc and very, very painful.
Yeah.
My pain is never at 0, but it took it from an 8 to a 2.
Yeah.
And that it improves my quality of life every single
2
day.
is nothing like an 8.
Yeah,
You know?
Exactly.
And that's something you can live with then.
Yes.
And not have to take off. But so the technology, for the listeners that don't know, the technology comes in socks, it comes in insoles, it comes in patches, it now comes in a knee brace. But there's also a sleeve. Now the sleeve is a different technology. Oh, you got your sleeve on. So explain to us about the sleeve because that's a whole nother ball game.
So when we first started this mission, and the mission is to help 1 billion people worldwide, we're now sharing in the UK, which is very exciting.
Yes.
Very exciting.
I love London.
Yeah. So when we first started, it'll be 4 years this June.
So you were still babies, really?
Yeah. So we were just kind of feeling our way through, and we sort of became known as the sock and insole company, right? But clearly we are a technology company.
Right.
The socks and the
insole just
insoles,
delivers
it's
the
the vehicle.
technology.
It's the vehicle. And so now we are getting into, because of all the brain mapping that we're doing, we can actually see what areas of the brain are.
Yeah, that amazes me.
Yeah. So we are getting into more targeted technology. So the eSmarter sleeve targets our cognitive abilities. We're coming out with some exciting new things too in the next couple of months.
So the sleeve, so like you like to wear the sleeve when you're driving a lot or when...
I got to tell you, this morning, right? Just helping my dad to the bathroom and whatever, it's very stressful because he's had 2 falls already in the last few weeks. And of course, I'm probably more afraid of him falling than he is. And I just feel my stress level, my anxiety go up, and I put my sleeve on. And I tell you, within 20 minutes, it just kind of buffers it down, And it's amazing. The testimonials coming in, because the sleeve is new, but we're getting amazing testimonials from kids. A lot of kids out there, peer pressure and whatever, they suffer from anxiety, social anxiety.
There is a lot of anxiety out there in kids.
Yeah.
But my grandson, he's a gamer. He says he wouldn't take it off. He plays much better when he has that on.
For executives who, really have to focus and be on point and things like that. People driving.
Or about the day I had to do the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
But I want to give you some time to talk. So
Well, the sleeve, when I purchased the socks and the technology for myself, she had actually told me about the sleeve, which I purchased for my 15-year-old daughter, who is not to label, but she's artistic, which means that, anyone who's creative they're usually very high strung.
Yeah.
And I had her wear the sleeve. She was not doing well on her tests. I think she got a 27 or 37, and then she took the test 2 days later with the sleeve, and she got above an 80. Yeah. And in her mind,
that's phenomenal.
Yes. Yeah. And for her to tell her dad on the phone, because kids aren't like us, they're going to tell the truth. And she's very, outspoken. She's like, I don't want to admit it, but it works. She's like, because
I love it.
It's you say wear this sleeve, and then I just said, hey, just say it makes you smarter. Say whatever. Say you hurt your arm.
Power sleeve.
Yeah. But it does. It does incredible things. It helps with sleep, especially when they're wound up. I'm raising 4 teenagers, and when they're looking at their cell phones and looking at social media, no matter what we say, they have anxiety that, when you're talking about emotion, they might be able to hide that from us, but the power to fit in is so much greater than we could ever imagine.
And there's so much more displayed everywhere and out there every day. If I did something when I was a kid, nobody knew about it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it calms the noise.
Well, the day I had to do a PowerPoint. So, some people have fear of flying. Some people have fear of speaking. I have fear of PowerPoint. Is that ridiculous? Not ridiculous, though, right? You saw me.
Yeah.
And Jen was coming over to help me. She goes, put the sleeve on. And I put the sleeve on, and it was better. Yeah. It was better. And I found the other night myself, I have tinnitus. There's no cure for tinnitus. I've done the acupuncture. I've done the and sometimes it's worse than others, but most times at night when it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And one night last week, it was like blaring, and I put the sleeve on, and it came down, I'd say, 60%. So it didn't go away, but it was enough where it wasn't like, so I don't know how it works either, but it works.
Mhm.
And you can wear that sleeve with the other technology.
Yeah.
put them
Yeah.
together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
For sure.
So my question for you guys,
Yeah.
and what I know, so like when I get excited about something, like I want to tell everybody, if there's like a great restaurant or a movie, and people experience it, but they won't go forward. I don't understand that. How to help them understand, like, this is the greatest thing, and they see the results, but then they just won't step into it.
I think part of it is leading by example, and I think part of it is, since it is such a woo product, and that you just need to keep on top of them and just keep reinforcing, and then they'll start to realize, yes, it's helped with this, and yes, it's helped with that, or try it with somebody else. And then there were some people that I just had to shove it down their throat. I spent a lot of money on this stuff I just sent you. I want you to feel better.
Well, it being backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee,
that's
that says
cool
a
too.
lot, right?
Yeah.
You go and you buy a pair of Nike socks or whatever.
You don't like them.
You get
too
them
bad.
home and you don't like them, they're not going to give you your money back.
Right.
So that's how confident we are that if you wear it compliantly, you are going to feel a difference. Even athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even my granddaughter, she doesn't wear them all the time, but she wears them when she goes to work, and she said her feet don't hurt at work anymore. So that's, she's 17, so that works. All right, we don't want our sponsors to feel any pain either, so don't go away. You're going to hear from them in a minute. Come back to Connecting Caregivers Radio. Boy, it's going fast
Choosing the right
today.
chiropractor is an important choice to make. Located in Seminole, the Alexander Spine Center team is trained on the latest chiropractic treatments and technologies. At Alexander Spine Center, you'll find chiropractic and physical therapy care that is safe, effective, and a natural approach to pain and other health-related issues. Chiropractic unlocks your body's potential and natural healing process to ensure your life is a healthy life. We treat clients from the womb to the tomb. Call 727-397-3000 for a free consultation today, or visit our website at www.alexanderspinecenter.com.
They take good care of me twice a week. And did you know they got the Reader's Choice Award for 2019 for the best chiropractic in Pinellas County? So check them out. Arden Courts is an assisted living facility designed to care for those that are struggling with dementia or Alzheimer's, where families and residents can feel the freedom with a nurse on site 24/7. Arden Courts provides specialized memory care in a safe and nurturing environment. They recognize every individual's physical, mental, and social needs and provide a secure environment that fosters independence for as long as possible. Walking paths, visual cues, and home-like amenities invoke a sense of freedom and independence. At Arden Courts, their goal is to make your loved one as comfortable, independent, and healthy as possible. They offer 10 hours a day of activities and programming, with a unique setting of a home-like environment and 4 theme houses. It warms my heart to see how happy the residents are. Please call or stop in to talk with a representative. Arden Courts of Seminole at 727-517-7800, Largo 727-559-8411, or Palm Harbor 727-771-1600. Give them a call.
Guaranteed to make you laugh through your tears, Linda Burhan's book, Good Night and God Bless, is filled with humor and heartfelt inspiration to aid anyone facing the challenge of caring for a loved one at the end of life. Her story offers hope for human strength and understanding of weaknesses during a difficult time. Life doesn't normally prepare us to become a loved one's caregiver. When it happens, it's usually sudden. A diagnosis of an illness, age-related frailty, dementia, and life suddenly is anything but normal. And because we don't even know what we don't know, where do we turn to for help or guidance? In Connecting Caregivers, answers to the questions you didn't know you needed to ask, Linda offers information, education, and inspiration from her own experience and from experts whose advice, practical tools, and personal stories will empower and guide you. Make sure to add these inspiring books to your collection today. Available on Amazon.com.
Don't turn it off now. You need this stuff. Tampa Bay's Tan Talk Radio Network.
And we're off. You know what it means when you hear those horns? You need to get your pen and paper because usually Lynn, but today me, have good things to tell you. So on Wednesday, February 19th at 3 o'clock at St. Anthony's Hospital in the auditorium in St. Pete, Stephanie Edwards from Edwards Elder will give a free seminar on estate planning issues. She is great. She's going to talk about a Medicaid wait list that people don't really realize about, and they wait until the last minute and find out they're in a hard time. But everybody that goes to hear Stephanie speak, or anybody that I refer clients to her, always say she explains everything so clearly to us and takes the time. So check that out. On February 26th from 2:30 to 4 at Bethel Lutheran Church in Clearwater, Arden Courts is sponsoring an open forum panel discussion on dementia issues. So I think they're having 4 people on the panel. So to respond to that, call 727-771-1600. On February 27th from 10 to noon is a Caregiver Connect and Chat at Ohana Cafe in Palm Harbor. You'd have to go to Meetup for that. This is going to be similar to a memory cafe. So you go there and you bring your loved one with you and you can chat about things that are going on, which is it's a great way to introduce yourself to support groups. It's a great way to introduce your loved one to other people that are in the same situation, and just to be doing some socializing while you're getting a little bit of education and having some conversation. Then on Wednesday, February 27th, from 10:30 to 1 at St. Catherine of Siena in Clearwater, I will be speaking. My presentation this year is the Dementia Dance, when to lead and when to follow, because sometimes it's a waltz, but most times it's a jitterbug. And at this particular presentation, we will have memory screening and we will have a virtual dementia tour. As I say, anyone who has not experienced a virtual dementia tour, you need to do it. You'll really have a better understanding on everything that's going on in your loved one's life and a little more compassion. When my caregivers do it, they come out, they have tears in their eyes. They're like, thank you, Linda. Thank you for telling us about that. And then every Wednesday in February from 12 to 1, Susan Brem will be running a support group, a life care partner support group at the Sunshine Center in St. Pete. And you can call for information, 727-490-8609. If you go to my website under events, you'll see my support groups and the events that I do. Somebody said they're having a hard time. They said, last week, Linda, I was listening to one of the things you were doing, but I was bathing my mother at the same time, so I couldn't write down the phone number. So if ever you don't get a phone number or you don't get information, just go to lindaburhans.com and send me a message, and I'll be sure to get you the information, because if we don't get people there, it doesn't really help. Tammy, what's the last thing you said you wanted to offer to our listeners?
Well, I'm going to offer to caregivers, to the first 3 caregivers who contact me, 2 complimentary emotion code sessions.
And how do they contact you?
They can reach me at tammy@aceyourhealth.com.
Or through your website?
Or through my website. They can go to aceyourhealth.com.
Thank you, Tammy. That's a free thing there, so think about it if you need that.
Yes.
There we go. That's
absolutely yes.
That's it. Theressa, one last thing, because your field is, we were just talking about that off the air, is helping people find a place to live.
Yes.
But not senior housing.
No.
So can you just give us a quick little thing on that and how people can contact you about that if they want to?
So I will help anybody free of charge how to understand how to look for senior housing. And really what I want to help you do is plan your own journey. I mean, everybody says, I want to live at home, but if you're not making the plans when you're 50 and when you get to be 80, your children are making those decisions for you. It's so much more than a power of attorney, a healthcare surrogate.
Right.
Really, you could utilize an emotion coach to help you make this plan to really decide what it is that you want. But for me, I can help you look for simple things like ask you how long the administrator's been there.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting. There's a company called The Place for Blah.
Yeah.
And they contacted me at one time a couple of years ago, and they wanted to give me a lot of money to promote them.
Mm-hmm.
But A Place for Blah is not my favorite place. When I was looking for a place for my loved one years ago, I found out that I just got inundated by telemarketers, by mail. I want somebody that's going to hold my hand and talk to me.
So here's something important to know about anyone who's helping you search out for an assisted living. Ask this question, or they'll say it's free. How do you get paid? Most people, and this is where we differ from real estate and doing brokerage, which I'm not a fan of. We don't disclose that we have contracts with the assisted living. And you need to know that, because that's a biased opinion. So you need to be choosing an assisted living that is best for your loved one today and till the end of their life, aging in place.
Right.
Do your homework. Look at ACA. Go to support groups.
Yes. Talk to other people that live there.
Yes.
Talk to their families, because they're going to, I'll tell you, I hear so much in support groups, especially if it's in a community.
Yes.
Sometimes they think it's the place to complain group.
Yeah.
But you know what? The squeaky wheel gets oiled.
It does.
And we need to get that information out there.
And one thing, when you're looking for a place, visit on off hours.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody shines 9 to 5.
Yes.
Exactly.
Visit on a weekend. Visit it at nighttime, 7 o'clock. Stop in. See who's there. See what's happening.
Yeah. Makes a big difference.
Yep. And is it okay if I give my website?
Yeah, sure.
You can go to my website, westcentralsolutions.com, and you can hit the info, send me an email, and will answer any questions for you free of charge.
And she'll also answer any questions if you want to know anything about Voxx.
Yes. Yes.
She's our latest team
Yes.
member, which is very cool.
I love that.
It is exciting.
Yes.
It's exciting. So, Jen, what's your last words for our listeners?
Well, I just want to encourage everybody. Back in the early days, we were inundated with phone calls, people saying this technology is amazing. How does it work? What's it doing? And so we started a testimonial group on Facebook. So this is a place that any Voxx user can go in and tell their story. We have almost 48,000 testimonials.
48,000.
Wow.
You know, so I just want to encourage people.
And then go there and to the search bar too. What's
Yep.
the name of the page?
So it's VoxxLife testimonials. You can search in keywords, dementia, fall
Plantar
prevention,
fasciitis.
plantar fasciitis, pain, whatever, diabetic neuropathy. And you can see stories, and it's unedited, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We certainly do get the odd person that will say it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
You
can't make everybody happy.
No,
But you can
exactly.
try your best.
But it's usually compliance. It's usually,
Yeah. Well, I wore them for one day.
I got one pair of socks, and in 2 days I didn't fly.
Yeah.
So I just
Darn.
want to encourage people to join that group and have a look around, and to give it a try.
Yeah, and if any of you want to meet with me or Jen or Theresa or Tammy, whatever, we're all on the Voxx team. There's a lot of really good stuff happening with it. I mean, I had somebody tell me they can smell again.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to smell in
Yeah.
so many years. And I think since this is such a new company and there are more new things coming out, I think we're just going to find more and more every day, more testimonials about what's going on, because our world has really come to a point where we have to find some solutions without drugs.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much for being with us this week. You know how much I always enjoy. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Lynn would smack me. I didn't say hello to our newest listeners this week. So we have Jane in Lakeland, Toya in Tampa, and Sophia in Ohio. Welcome, ladies.
Welcome.
There's always room around the Connecting Caregivers table. If you can't be here at noon on Saturdays, you can go to YouTube. You can go to Apple iTunes. You can go to iHeartRadio. You can go to lindaburhands.com. You will hear us everywhere. They'll give me the opportunity to open my mouth. So thanks so much. Remember, God loves you all the time, and have a delicious day.
And trouble, and you need a helping hand.